What is up, guys? Pokesaurus Rampardos here, and I have a special little treat for you guys today. I'm doing a Magic the Gathering deck tech, and it's a standard deck tech for the Khans of Tarkir Season Standard, and it's a very special deck. It's 4-color control. Now, I'm going to do this deck tech, and the reason I'm doing this video is because, not because I want to show you guys this awesome, just broken new deck that I made, because this deck's not that good. And I know it's not very good. But I want to make it good, and I want your help making it good. So if you're an experienced Magic player, if you know Standard inside out, please comment and tell me what you think about the deck, and tell me what you would, any constructive criticisms. I don't want to hear, oh, this deck sucks, give up. You know, I want to make 4-color control work. And I noticed that when I was thinking about the deck, I noticed that there weren't any videos on YouTube about a deck tech for a 4-color control in Standard. So I'm going to make one. And I made one, and before you comment, I know there are proxies in here. I want to get my list set before I buy the cards. So there are proxies in here. So I'm aware of that, so you don't need to let me know in the comment section. So constructive criticisms are welcomed, and we will start with the creatures. I've got 2 Seeker of the Way. Oh, by the way, my 4 colors are red, blue, white, and black for this control deck. So everything except green. So the creatures start out 2 Seeker of the Way. There's 9 creatures in this deck. Or, hold on. 10 creatures? I don't know. We'll look at it later. They're out of order though. Okay, so we've got 2 Seeker of the Way. The early lifelink really helps out in the late game. My first versions of the deck did not have this, and I was losing by 1 turn because I didn't have an extra 2 life. So I figured lifelink can put me back in the game, because this deck does tend to sometimes have a slow start with the mana base. So trying out Seekers. I'm not completely positive on Seekers yet, so this is an iffy card. Next, 4 Mantis Riders. 3 of these are definitely a must. I don't know if 4 is the right number yet, but trying out 4 because they do good work for me. And even if they just chip in for 3 once, that's usually enough to where I can clean up with some of my win conditions. Speaking of win conditions, 2 Prognostic Sphinx. This is really bad lighting, I'm sorry guys, but 2 Prognostic Sphinx. Just the scry sets up your draws, ensures that you draw into your bigger win conditions if you want to win faster, or it ensures that if you need to stall out the game, you can stall out the rest of the game. So 2 Prognostic Sphinx, and finally top curve is Narest. This is probably the most controversial card on my list. I don't know if it fits. I tend to just dig through time and get it on the bottom of my deck. It never seems to be the right time for Narest, and if it is the right time for Narest, my opponent usually has a creature where the first strike doesn't even save her. She gets 1 activation and then dies. And, you know, if you whiff on the 3 cards, you whiff, but I don't know about Narest. Like I said, this deck is very much under construction, so any criticisms and, you know, responses, you know, let me know. If you don't think this fits, let me know. So that's it for the creatures. Planeswalkers, we've run 4 of them. 2 Sorin Solemn Visitor. Don't laugh at my proxies. 2 Sorin, 2 Elspeth. Sorin, I don't know about. I've gone a little lifelink crazy after losing those games earlier. So I don't know if, because I also run Jeskai Charm. So I don't know what the right number of Sorins is. But it always seems like my first one, when I was only running 1, it seemed like my first one would die, and then I'd be like, oh, well, if only I had another Sorin. But, like I said, comment what you think, and I'd love to hear it. So, next on to the instants and sorceries. For our removal package, we've got Lightning Strikes. These can be used to shock the opponent, obviously, but I usually save it for a surprise Rabble Master or opposing Seekers, just because you don't really want your opponent to be gaining too much life. So whip decks are kind of a hard matchup if they can resolve the whip, but for the most part, this is to stop lifelinkers and prevent Rabble Master from going out of control, because you don't actually play Rabble Master. So Next, 2 Bile Blights, it gets Sidisi, it gets Zombie tokens, it gets Elspeth tokens, it gets Rival Masters. Bile Blight's just a solid card right now. 3 and 4 seemed too much, though, because it seemed like too many times I was Bile Blighting or drawing into this Bile Blight and just wanting to discard it so bad. But, so, there's 2 in the main board. I've got more on the sideboard, but 2 in the main board. This is just a card I don't know how many is the right number. But what I do know is the right number is 4 Heroes Downfalls. Now, I know there are plenty of matchups where you need to sideboard out these downfalls, but it's just a catch-all between, you know, it kills everything you want it to kill besides with Erebos. You know? So, 4 Heroes Downfalls. I'm pretty adamant about this. I don't think I'm changing the downfalls. Next, I think that's it for the... No, there's 1 more removal. Or 2 more. 1 of Banishing Light. Suspension Field just doesn't grab Whip. So, that's why I'm running Banishing Light. I'm not too worried about creatures. This Banishing Light is pretty much exclusively if I can't get a counter off when they play Whip, because like I said, the Whip matchup's really tough. So, Banishing Light is for Whip and anything that's getting out of control. Crackling Doom is for Prognostic Sphinx and Sagru Mauler. Just because, you know, if you have a Prognostic Sphinx out, you probably don't have a whole lot of other creatures. And if you have a Sagru Mauler out, you're probably winning against me. So, Crackling Doom takes care of both of those, and even if they just have a big thing on the field, you know, Crackling Doom takes care of it for 3 mana, and it doesn't target, so it grabs Hexproof guys as well. So, Crackling Doom is good ones. What's next? Next is 3 Jeskai Charm. Not sure if 3 is the right number on here. There's just a whole lot I'm trying to fit into this deck, and 3 Jeskai Charm might be too much, but you can't beat 4 damage to the face for 3. That's just, especially with the kind of mana base we run, it seems like mana colors, like, I never seem to have a problem with getting my colors out. It just seems to be, like, I have 3 mana out and I want 4 so I can play my Sorin. So it seems like I'm trying to get greedy, but having the colors out with the mana base I'm running isn't a problem. So, I like Jeskai Charm. The lifelink can be handy if I can't grab my Sorins. If I just need to stall, I can put a creature on top of the library and mess up their draw step. So, Jeskai Charm is a solid card. Don't know about 3, though. But, like I said, tell me what you think. Counterspell package, 4 Dissolve. That's all for the counterspells. No main board Disdainful Strokes. No negates in the main board. None of that. Just some Dissolves. 4 of them. So, I like it. Draw support package, 4 dig through time. I'm thinking about going 3 dig and 1 Jace's Ingenuity. Or maybe take out a Jeskai Charm and go 3 dig 2 Ingenuity. I played Blue-Black Control for a long time, and Blue-Black Control had no problem delving with 4 dig through times. Jeskai, with the creatures I'm playing, or well, not Jeskai, but this 4-color mess, seems to have a much larger problem actually getting value for my delves. Because you don't want to be waiting until turn 5 and 6 to dig through time, since it's my only draw support. I want to be doing it on like turn 4, which might be a little greedy, but at the same time it's kind of like, so I don't know about it, but we'll see. On to lands, mana base. So for the fetch lands, I've got 2 Polluted Delta. I'm sorry about this lighting. I don't know. It looks weird on my screen, but it might look okay. 2 Polluted Delta and 1 Flooded Strand. You don't need Bloodstained Mire because you don't run any basic mountains. You only run 1 basic plains, so I only run 1 Flooded Strand. Blue-blacks are pretty much your main colors, so it's just good. I like it. I didn't want to get too painful because my original mana base was very pain land heavy, which I'm still kind of pain land heavy. But so I tried to cut back on that because I was shocking away too much of my own life. And I never felt like thinning my deck actually helped, because I want to get up to 9 and 10 mana so I can play the Elspeth and protect it. So I don't think that having a whole bunch of fetch lines is actually needed in this deck. For Scrylands, I've got 4 Temple of Deceit. Just a solid card. The Scry is good because there's not a whole lot of Scry in this deck. Well, I guess there is with the Prognostic Sphinx. But Early scry, this is your way to go. I mean, you don't want to see dig through times in your opening hands. You don't want to see. It's really hard to scry away an Elspeth, but at the same time, you can't really afford, especially against aggro and those, to have your hand clogged up in the beginning. So this Skrylines are Skrylines. You know they're good. Next, we've got 4 Mystic Monastery. It just gets your colors, comes in tapped, just great. And 4 Nomad Outpost, once again, just gets your colors. It does come in tapped, but I'm about to answer that problem. These are the untapped lands. We've got 3 Shivan Reef. Early red is usually good, like I said, to answer Rabble Masters and Opposing Seekers before they can get going with your lightning strikes. And if you want to Bile Blight early, we have 2 Caves of Kiolos for early Bile Blights and getting that untapped white down for turn 3 Banishing Lights. So Caves of Kiolos, they are painful, but I think I run enough lifelink in this deck where maybe even too much lifelink, you know, but I don't know yet. So 2 Caves of Kiolos, 1 Urborg. It's just Urborg. It's great. 2 Swamp. These are all the basic lands now. 2 Swamp, 2 Island, and 1 Plains. There's nothing in this deck that takes double red, so I don't feel any reason to run 2 red mana. Elspeth takes double white, Dig Through Time takes double blue, Dissolve takes double blue, and then Bile Blight and Hero's Downfall take double black. So I run all those basic. The fetch lands help out. So that was my deck. The sideboard is going to depend on what your local meta is, but I'll show you my sideboard just for, I guess, reference. I've got 2 Anger of the Gods and 2 more Bile Blights for the aggro matchup. I've got 3 Thoughtseize. I know 2 of them are proxy. Don't yell at me. I've got 3 Thoughtseize and 3 Negate for the control. Not mirror, because no one's going to be playing this control, but for other control decks and Jeskai. I've got 2 Disdainful Strokes for mid-range and 3 Ashiok for mid-range. So that's the whole deck. I'll have the deck list in the description. If you have any of the cards that I've proxied, I'm definitely going to be willing to trade for those. There's a trade binder on my channel I posted a few days ago. But yeah, that is the deck. Please let me know what you think. I'd love to hear it, and please try and keep it constructive. I know that this isn't the best deck, so you don't need to tell me that. And yeah, I mean, I was in blue-black control for a while, and that was good. Blue-black control was just kind of boring, so, but I wanted to still play control, so I figured I'd spice it up and throw in 2 more colors. So yeah, feel free to comment, subscribe. Yeah, bye.